Good afternoon, everybody. Crypto STRANG here. Just going to go over one of the projects I've been involved with for a few years now. I've spoken about it many times, is Vechain. I'm really hopeful 2021 is going to reach its all-time high and it's going to make huge progress. I think the amount of partnerships, strategic partners as well they've got, I think it can only go up. That's my personal opinion. It's not financial advice, entirely up to you to get Vechain, but 2021 I do believe will be fantastic. It's ranked 25 in the charts. Market cap is over 1 billion. The volume in the last 24 hours over 210 million. Circulating supply 64 billion at the moment. Total supply 86. So still a few to go out there, but you can see with the price been up and down quite a lot recently. Actually, in August it reached its all-time high, which was just over 2 cents. At the moment you can see it's 0.016, basically 1.5 cents. If you go back to March this year, it was actually its lowest ever, and it was 0.001. So it's done fantastic throughout the year. Vechain's taken a while to get going. We know that. We thought the price would have been. I honestly thought the price would be much higher than this by end of 2020. But the way the market's been so volatile this year, it is what it is. So it's basically about 1.5 cents. So when you go back, also it's one thing about Vechain. It's on so many exchanges. You can get it on Bitmark, Coin, BINANCE, Obi, Opbit, even Crypto.com. So it's on many exchanges, and that's another plus of Vechain. So to sum it up quickly, it's basically what a supply chain. That's what it wants. It's basically a blockchain for supplying many parts like foods, luxury goods, pharmaceuticals. Obviously, blockchain's main bit, number one, is like finance, but second, it could be like the supply chain. And Vechain is like a public blockchain platform to build dApps and the basic traceability of goods. That's what it wants, is supply chain. And with the supply chain management, the management basically controls the flow of goods and services, the involvement of the movement, the storage of the raw materials, work in process, inventory, and unfinished goods, and basically as well as end-to-end fulfillment. So the moment it's created, to the moment it's shipped, to right to the end where it's delivered. So that's the main bit. It's Vechain, I say, it's making huge progress now. Look at their white paper a minute. Have a quick look at that. It's got quite a few competitors. Not a huge amount, but when you think about Vechain, it's so well known as being a supply chain blockchain. It's got the head start, and when you think about what it mainly controls is like, we'll stop the fake goods. We talked about recently about Cardano had, New Balance signed up to them, similar sort of thing. But this Vechain is purely there for the supply chain blockchain, and it will stop the fake goods of luxury items, tobacco, which we know is a billions and billions market, the fake goods, etc. So it's also got anti-counterfeit. The Vechain sort of solves this problem of counterfeit issues. It's only a small part of Vechain, but when you go on their white paper on the official site vechain.org, you can see the Vechain's vision. I'll put the link below. You can see the white paper, the technical consensus, you scroll down the business consensus, etc. And you also got about V4, talk about it in a minute, the actual gas side of Vechain. You've got the governance, the economic model, and the use cases. Now, you can see here, over a new technology will only thrive and achieve mass adoption if it can add value to businesses and make the world a better place. And that's what blockchain obviously does. And you can see there, according to Deloitte's 2019 Global Blockchain Survey, which polled 1,386 senior executives from established businesses all over the world, 53% of respondents say that blockchain technology has become a critical priority for their organisations in 2019. So Vechain, we talked about many projects. This is obviously a massive use case, general partnerships, general growth. So the Vechain really is making huge strides. And I follow them on Twitter, and always updating what they're developing. And recent tweet was like, the Enterprise Singapore and Singapore University of Social Sciences has launched a blockchain for trade and connectivity network. Vechain is a founding member of the Regional Supply Chain Initiative. So again, they're so active in many areas. Now, one of the rivals for Vechain is IBM. This was news back in May that basically IBM takes 7% stake in the trade finance blockchain network WeTrade. Basically, WeTrade, it's like a finance platform, and it's actually jointly owned by 12 banks. And IBM has become a shareholder in WeTrade. So IBM, obviously huge company, massive blockchain, but obviously going to have their rivals. And with IBM, we've heard many rumours, over the last couple of years of the cryptocurrency tie-up. When it does, obviously the coin pumps. I remember the rumours about XLM. I don't know if that's true or not. IOTA was another one, rumours of IBM. as far as I'm aware, also last year was rumours about stuff of stable coins, like blue coin or something like that, but I don't think it's materialised. So I'm not exactly sure if IBM have got any cryptocurrencies as part of their blockchain. I don't think they have. So IBM, huge competitor, and obviously well known as well to Vechain, but Vechain is obviously making huge strides. I saw this, the next one was businesswire.com, basically stating that the global supply chain management market to 2027 will grow so much. And according to this report, the global supply chain management market size is basically valued at nearly 16 billion last year. But by 2027, the market is projected to be worth 37 billion. I think as blockchain develops and evolves, I think it'll be much more than that. But you can just see it's going to be growing and growing. So any supply chain blockchain already existing, already well known, like VeChain, I can see doing extremely well. Another one, the unofficial, Vechaininsider.com, gives a list of all the partnerships. Now, strategic partners, you can see massive 5 there, but also all the other partnerships. Huge amount. Again, I'll put the link below. Many, many companies. This is what you want. General use case, general adoption. Companies, get involved with VeChain. They go to the main bit, the strategic partners. You can see there, DNVGL, revenue 2.4 billion, partner since 24th of 1st, 2018. PricewaterhouseCoopers. They've partnered with Cardano as well. Huge company, absolutely huge. You see their employees, 236,000. PricewaterhouseCoopers, better known as PwC, also one of the big 4 auditors worldwide. And you can see that IBM is actually one of their clients. And you've got National Research Centre, you've got either China Holdings, BitOcean. So, when you look at the partnerships as well, that obviously goes on that list at the top. You can see, if I scroll there, that's a huge list. So they're constantly developing more partnerships, strategic partners, obviously the investment side of it. Everyone believes in VeChain. And so you go back to the price and you think it's just like literally over 1.5 cents. Me personally, and I've seen some crazy price predictions, I'll be honest with you. I saw one recently, $75. I've seen $50. If to get $50, I think the market cap would be not far off 4 trillion. Let's be honest, that's not going to happen. That's I think it's incredible. That's not going to happen. So I've seen some crazy price predictions. Me personally, I strongly believe that one day we'll definitely get $1. I do believe we'll get $1 of VeChain. I do personally believe, as I say, only time will tell. Maybe we'll get to $5 one day. 65 billion market cap. Easy bit $1. So $10 is another price prediction. Again, you're then looking like 650 billion. Not far off double what Bitcoin is now. I'm not so sure, but I'll be very happy with $1. Let's be honest, and I'll take some profits when it reaches 40 cents, probably 80 cents, and probably $1, $1.20. I'll take some more profits. Next bull run, who knows where VeChain goes? I say, you think this all-time high was actually only in August this year, just over 2 cents. So it's got massive growth potential. So again, let's just do it. We go back to that list, and you can see the fact it's got PwC behind it and DNVGL is just absolutely huge. Go on to VTHO token, VTHO. Now, this has actually been at 4 cents once. Market cap is approaching 24 million. It's ranked 353. But this is basically the gas of the V blockchain. I've seen bits where, for instance, one VET, sometimes you need to burn 21 VTHO. We'll go in a minute on the stats about VTHO, but basically VTHO is needed to pay for the writing data to the VeChain blockchain. This means that every contract has to be paid for in VTHO. Now, on a side subject, if you own VeChain on exchange, say Binance, for example, they give you free VTHO every month. You get quite a big stack of them. As you can see, at the moment, it's not worth much, 0.0007, but once, it's actually been higher than VeChain price, because that was on a different network at the time, but this basically now, it's been at 4 cents. Now it's that price. So VTHO, just get you free, just for holding it on exchanges. The basic amount of VTHO that is needed for a transaction depends solely on the size of the data. So, for instance, while you're sending a transaction filled with data in a smart contract, that might need up to 1,000, 2,000 VTHO. So, reading from the blockchain is free for everyone and does not require VTHO, but when you send it, you need the VTHO. So that's something to be aware of. But you say, if you go on VechainsStats.com, it goes through there. Again, the link will be below. You can see the VTHO circulation, the market, and you go down here. It goes through all the different ones, the total clauses, the VT clauses, VTHO clauses, and you go through exactly, and obviously VTHO burn. You can see how much is burnt, and a lot is burnt daily. So it's a lot. It's a lot to take in with the Vechain blockchain itself. There's so much going on with the project and the VTHO, but you know, you can get by VTHO if you want. But I say just hold your Vechain on an exchange. You get this for nothing. Other big news I saw on Crypto's News Flash, whole section on Vechain, and a lot of news in the last month. You scroll down, you know, you got there like customers confirm that Vechain is faster and easier to deploy than IBM Food Trust blockchain. Again, that's absolutely huge news. Vechain partners with US firm to power 102 billion seafood industry. That was news beginning of the month. This was absolutely huge. On November the 26th, Vechain presents results of partnership with Walmart China. So Vechain has revealed the possibility of establishing a blockchain technology-based system for tracking supply chains in China. If it evolves in China, then it will have a massive pump in the market, obviously, because China is where most of the blockchain supply, etc., is needed. It's obviously a huge, huge market. And once Vechain establishes itself with one company in China and others, then it will grow and grow. So it's exponential growth could happen with Vechain if it gets right into China. And as I said, there's constant news going on. States there have been partners with Blue Bar to facilitate product safety. I also saw news recently about the COVID-19. They use the blockchain to ship vaccines, etc. So when you sort of overview of Vechain, it's got so much going on, so many partnerships, so many strategic partners, constantly in the news. The way it's integrating well blockchain and the supply, getting rid of all these counterfeit fake goods. And when you go back to the price, it does look so low, ridiculously low. It's ranked 25. Me personally, I think it should be a lot higher. So it's nice to have when you get these projects, a genuine use case, genuine progression, genuinely is used in the everyday world and will be part of mass adoption. Vechain, and I've mentioned it many times, is one of my favourites. So let's hope in 2021 Vechain reaches all-time high and continuously grows. You know, this time next year, if Vechain was 60, 70 cents, absolutely fantastic. It all depends what the next bull run does. When you go back to last bull run, every project basically grew incredibly. I think this bull run will be different. It'll be genuine use case ones, genuine products, real teams behind them, for example. Who knows where Vechain, if the supply chain network keeps growing, it could easily reach $1 in 2021. But that's not financial advice. You have to do your own due diligence. Let's just see how it develops. But I'm really pumped for Vechain. I think 2021 is going to be absolutely fantastic. Thanks very much. Do another video soon. Please comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Anyone want any help whatsoever with crypto, email me, info@cryptostrang.com. All my social media contacts are below. It'd be lovely to hear from you. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.